What is up, Steelers Nation? Thank you so much for jumping on to another episode of All Steelers Talk. I'm Noah Sharkman, joined always by my main man, Jacob Punturi. Find us on youtube.com/All Steelers Talk. Check us out anywhere you get your podcast. The Pittsburgh Steelers continue to bring in pre-draft visits, and they are painting a wild picture as we get rolling here. A new quarterback seems to be the name to watch, and there is a new position on the rise for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, a former Steeler, a former second-round pick for the Steelers, he's trying to make another NFL comeback, and everyone seems to think that he's hinting at a return to Pittsburgh. We'll dive into that, plus more. It is a rainy day here in the Berg, but truthfully do not care. Going to sit in the woods tonight. Guarantee you Aaron Rodgers signs the second that I lose service. And you know what? Honestly, if I'm in a phone darkness retreat when Aaron Rodgers signs, it kind of feels like that's just meant to be. How you feeling, my friend?
It would be fitting. You know, he decides these things in darkness, in these retreats. You will be hearing of this late because of the darkness retreat in which you're about to enter into. We're all very excited for you. We wish you nothing but peace in these moments. I'm feeling good. I'm glad, you know, like 10 minutes before I get over here, Noah's like, hey, good news. Joe Green's not dead. And I'm like, I didn't know he was, you know? But I'm glad he's still alive. But I just want to say I'm really glad that me and Joe Green is still kicking at age 79. That's the GOAT right there. So
he's 79 years old.
Yeah,
that man would whoop my ass
up and down.
He'd beat me to oblivion. I see him once a year. Every time I'm like, you are still terrifying. Mm-hmm. Him and Mel Blount would they'd win an entire war single-handedly. They're just Correct. Those two. Just Correct. Those two. It is shout out to me and Joe Green. Not a shout out to the people who were out there spreading that rumor. There's no need for that. That is not what we're looking for at all. Do better journalism, always. Shout out to me and Joe Green. Let's talk some Pittsburgh Steelers football. Where do you want to start? Good old NFL comeback here?
Let's talk about comebacks. Yeah.
Let's talk about
it's the season of comebacks, right?
It is the season of comebacks. And if you ask one and no other than former Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver and second-round pick Chase Claypool, the NFL comeback is upon us again. He posted a video on Instagram saying, "Be back soon," I believe the caption was, with just highlights of him playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, before we dive into what an actual Chase Claypool comeback could look like, and potentially in the city of Pittsburgh, do you like that one? We have to address the rumor floating around out there that maybe this hints at a Pittsburgh Steelers return, which it does not, unless you feel otherwise.
No. Here's the painfully snarky take on all of that. The only highlights Chase Claypool could conceivably post are during his time with the Pittsburgh Steelers, because he did record 2 850-yard seasons.
Yes,
as a rookie and as a second-year player in the NFL. Year 3 in total, he has 451 yards, but 311 of those come with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then, do you know how many yards he has the next season?
267.
That's a generous guess. 77. You got a 7 right, which is excellent. So yeah, since he's left the Pittsburgh Steelers, he has accumulated 217 total yards between the Chicago Bears, Miami Dolphins,
nice,
a cup of coffee with the Buffalo Bills. And yeah, now he's 27 years old. And if you have highlights to share, you got to share them as you're trying to make the return here, return of the Claypool. But I just think there's only so many highlights to go around, and they're all of him wearing the black and gold. I don't think
Agreed.
It points to any sort of reunion return, because dear Lord, that's the last thing the Steelers need. I mean, hey, if they want to just give out contracts, I'm accepting, but I don't think that is going to help anything.
No, I don't think so either. And I would take a flyer on Chase Claypool. Let's start there. Yeah, genuinely. Why not? You're going to invite, I don't know, who's the equivalent of Max Hurlman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're gonna try to find the next Rock Taylor to show up. Mm-hmm. You invited guys like Hakeem Butler in the past. What's the difference? You don't have to pay these guys. You just pay them per week. Chase Claypool is a per week contract guy. You're not, you only make the announcement, the signing announcement, because he's a former second round pick. Besides that, you don't make, like, it doesn't matter. There's no difference between that guy showing up and Max Hurlman showing up. There's zero difference entirely. So to me, it's like, whatever, take a flyer on him. If that's now, I don't think that they will, but if I was the Steelers, I mean, like, new regime, new leadership, some voices in the room, because that was the Chase Claypool issue. They needed leadership. They didn't have it. Chase wasn't providing it, and he needed to go because of it. To me, you have leadership finally. I would take a flyer on. And now again, I don't think they're going to, but I don't think it's like the worst idea to hand this guy $6,000 for like 4 weeks and then be like, all right, see you later, pal. That counted $0 against our cap hit this year. Cost literally nothing. Like,
I mean, listen, I hear you. That's a totally fair argument. Of course, a camp body is a camp body. And if that's all we're talking about, then sure. But I think, the only difference between bringing in a Max Hurlman type and bringing in Chase Claypool is, do you prefer the devil you do or don't know? And in some cases, I understand. I prefer the devil that you know, but I think when it comes to football, I'm more inclined to take chances on players that I don't know anything about than to revisit situations and players that I've seen how badly it can go. And maybe it's just because it's like I've left the impressions that was left was so bad that I can't really make it up anymore.
Let me ask that question.
Yeah.
What was bad about Chase Claypool? Because I understand, like, Chase wasn't good, but I think that it's like Juju. Like, when Juju left, everybody was like, Juju stunk. I'm like, what? Like, did he? Deontay was the same way, but he was like, Deontay, not like, I get it. Deontay drops in. I understand that one. To me, Chase, like, was never supposed to. He was supposed to be a star. I think we acknowledged very quickly he wasn't a star. And once it came to that, it almost felt like people were like, dude, he's drama. He's all this. And I was like, was he? Am I forgetting something?
The only thing that stands out was the first down celebration in
against Minnesota.
Right? Yeah,
that's the only one. Yeah, with Rosie Nix, shout out, did the same thing. Yes. He's on a Steelers Legends cruise right now.
And that's good for him. Where does that cruise go? Around the three rivers? Like,
yeah, twice.
Oh, we're up the Mon now.
Oh my God! It's just the. What's the ship that goes?
The Clipper?
The Clipper. It's just the Clipper. It's just the Clipper. That's all it is, dude. It's the Clipper and the Mon.
He wasn't that bad. I think the Steelers made a very shrewd and apt decision by getting the most value possible back for Chase Claypool, right? Because they clearly saw the writing on the wall. He wasn't a star. He was a number 2, number 3, but in the right circumstances only. And if that's all he is, then, again, the camp body's fine, but was he a player that you have to feel obligated to return to in any fashion? No. No, we're in agreement there.
Definitely not. But I think it's funny every time people are like, dude, I wouldn't even think about it. I'm like,
I'd sacrifice.
Would you sign him
family.
over? Would you sign him, Juju, or Deontay? You had to pick between the three. In today's NFL.
Did Juju play last year?
I think he played for the Chiefs.
Okay. I think he's the most recent one to play NFL snaps, right?
He is. Yeah.
I'll take Juju.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah. Better than not at all.
Yeah. I'd go Deontay. I think Deontay is clear and cut the best of the three player-wise. He might be the craziest of the three.
If he can still actually play to the level that we last saw.
Yeah, you took 2 years off. Yeah. You don't know what's going to happen there, which I think is the Chase thing. I think I'd go
Chase. Has played since 2023.
Yeah, it's been a while, dude. And he really didn't. Did he play in 2020? You know what I mean?
He didn't. And then when he tried in 2024, he tore something in his foot.
In his toe.
Done. Yeah.
Broke his toe or something. And then that was it. Yeah, I did flyer on him. Screw it.
Dude, I love your optimism sometimes.
Like, whatever. He's taking 4th string reps. He's catching balls from Skylar Thompson, dude. Skylar Thompson's not even here. Whoever replaces Skylar Thompson, that is who Chase Claypool's catching balls from. And it gives us somebody to talk to. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
At the end of the day, give me a good story. Give me a good comeback story. A 28-year-old Mapletron whose last meaningful press conference, he said, with I Am Athlete, that he's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Yep. That he said those words. Let's talk.
Confidence is great.
Let's talk news that just broke here. Ryan McCollum's coming back, 1-year deal.
Let's go.
Does that change your idea of anything along the offensive line?
No, No. You need quality backups, and that's what Ryan McCollum is. Let's not oversell this. Let's not act like they just solved the left guard issue or their interior offensive line depth has been resolved with the re-signing of Ryan McCollum. I love this player, right? Like, this is a guy who you could just, anyone's injured on the offensive line, you could just be like, yo, McCollum, you're going out there, and you know that you're just going to be able to withstand the rest of that game, and you're going to be able to, maybe get a couple more games out of him in that temporary role. That being said, I have far less, close to no expectations of him being a starter or withstanding a heavy snap count, right? Like, very different from a player like Spencer Anderson, who we talked about yesterday and might get into more. But the difference is that you have this confidence in Spencer Anderson that he could step into that next role. Yes. Whereas Ryan McCollum, as good as he is, I think his ceiling is as a rotational piece along the offensive line. Yeah. And that's great. Not dismissing that, not knocking him as a player. I just think that is a pivotal role on your team that you have to fill. It still leaves this gigantic hole in starting offensive guard on the left side, and it doesn't resolve the starting left tackle situation either. So, great move. Still leaves so many questions out there for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes. He is the perfect backup to Zach Frazier, because I think he is. Like, every time Ryan McCollum plays, you're like, didn't even notice he was out there, which is the best compliment you could give a backup offensive lineman. Didn't even realize you were on the field, which is fantastic. To me, Ryan McCollum changes very little, but just like you said, fills a major hole. You come back, there's your depth. You got to add one more piece, whether that's through the draft or wherever, which, like, that's my question here is where are you finding Spencer Anderson competition? Are you finding Spencer Anderson competition? I have a hard time thinking they're just going to hand him the job. Do I think that he's going to have a I'm the starter without a pole position
love it
competition here? For sure. But I have a hard time thinking they're just going to be like, Spence, you're good. You're the guy. Go for it.
I think that's totally a fair assumption to make, or a conclusion to draw from this. But I mean, I just don't understand what other avenues they're going to explore. The only thing they can do at this point is to draft a left guard. And do you do it in round one? We've talked, so much about the Penn State guard. Maybe he falls to 21. Maybe he doesn't. There's a couple of other guys that could be day 2 picks that maybe you see as similar players to like Mason McCormick, where you can imagine an upside, you can project and love the potential, but you're not sure how quickly that player could step into the starting lineup. I think aside from that, you're not going out in free agency and getting a guy that you're going to end up liking more than Spencer Anderson. And I think the fact that they have not even attempted to at this point, they didn't even make it a priority in the opening week of free agency. They have not talked at all about it. The last updates we've heard were, we like Spencer Anderson a lot, and it's like, don't forget about Spencer Anderson, and that to me signals, okay, we're willing to roll the dice on this player, because I think they're going to, if they have to bet on what position is going to succeed on left tackle or left guard with what they have right now, I'm betting on Spencer Anderson, and I imagine the Steelers are too.
Oh, I disagree with that one.
Compared to the left tackle position.
Yeah, I think that they have a lot of faith in Broderick. Faith I would believe in.
No, I hear you.
But I think they have a lot of faith. I mean, they would have picked up his 5th-year option if he was healthy, which means that he would have got 2 more years to start. They didn't pick up Devin Bush's 5th-year option. Devin Bush, not good. You traded up for 10th for him. You can give him 1 final year. They would have did it for Broderick.
Man.
Yeah. I agree with you, though.
Craziness, is it not?
It's nuts. It's nuts. I don't know where you find competition, but I think the Steelers need it. Like, you can't go into this just not having anything for him.
No, you can't assume whatsoever. He's the guy.
It just doesn't make sense, but it feels very much so like that's where they're going. It does feel like that's where they're going.
Yeah, I do get the sense that they just want to, like, they're okay with the talk about the devil, I feel like they're more than okay to go into the season with a combination of Broderick Jones and Spencer Anderson at left tackle and left guard, because they love the right side so much of the line, and they are okay with taking a risk on them rather than signing a veteran for competition. Or, maybe we'll see a high draft pick. I'm still holding out hope for that in the first 3 rounds, and I think there's your competition. But otherwise, I really do get the sense that the Steelers are great with the guys they have on the left side of the line, and I just do not share that belief at all.
No, I hope so. I hope so. Let's talk quarterback here. The Pittsburgh Steelers are bringing Cole Payton in for a top 30 visit. They sent Tom Arth to his pro day, which is more than they sent to Drew Aller's pro day the other day. There is a wild rise at QB for the North Dakota, South Dakota, Mid Dakota, the Dakota kid.
Yep. North Dakota State.
North Dakota State with guys like, let's read some tweets here. Todd McShay says, quote, "I'll be surprised if he isn't. Peyton is QB3 in my opinion." You had guys like Albert, our Benjamin Albright, saying that he's a top 5 quarterback in this class, but he is not number 5. There are a lot of people. Nick Fairbaugh, good old Nick Fairbaugh, says he might be the second best quarterback in this class. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers trying to sneak their way into a little Cole Payton action here as the NFL draft gets close? They're trying to go for the little North Dakota State kid as they curve their way through the Drew Allers and the Ty Simpsons and throw a little smoke screen at the Carson Beck just to go hard right and snag the kid who was across the pond, the bison-filled North Dakota State pond of Mason McCormick.
I am more than anything about the Steelers. We're in the crazy times of the pre-draft process because
it's the best times, the worst times.
The overthinking begins so much here because this quarterback class is so thin, is so mid, is so unpredictable that we are getting any argument. Imaginations are running wild, and we are getting crazy stuff like Drew Aller should go in round 2, like Cole Payton is the second best quarterback in this draft. And look, it's a bad class to evaluate, right? Like you below Fernando Mendoza, take your pick for who your favorite third string quarterback of the future is, right? Like that's what we're dealing with, right?
Yep.
Do I think the Steelers are angling for a Cole Payton? I think they have a fair evaluation of Cole Payton, which is that this is a mid to late round quarterback. If I can get him in the right space, sure. And maybe this is just, the optimistic and logical side of me, which I rarely see the Steelers follow. But
dude, your logic and the scouts of the Steelers logic seem to be like trying to fit a square block in a circle hole.
I mean, I agree with that. And listen, we had talked about Cole Payton before on this show about him being a decent late round player.
Agreed.
And if that's where the conversation ends, I'm loving it. Because I'm like, I agree. This is a small school kid. Yeah. He's, everyone loves a lefty who can throw on the run. That's fantastic. Exactly. My boy Strack, 4.56 40-yard dash. 40-inch vertical at the combine.
Dude, like this, my boy Cole, the same human.
Oh yeah, same vertical for sure. No doubt.
For sure.
There's he could air it out as well last year, and we saw guys like Bryce Lance be the recipients of that, and they're probably going to go high in the draft because of it. Like there are things to like. This is a 5th round player we're talking about, a 6th round player we're talking about. So if you're going to go and use one of your first 5 picks in the first 100 on a player like this, I think it's a huge reach. But I think we've also just overall have reached this place where the quarterback class is so bad that teams are making up any reason to justify taking these players higher than they should.
That I agree with, is that we have hit the overreact mark of some things, trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, because that's what you do. It's the quarterback position. You have to try and this one has to be the hype. This is the most important position on a football field, and you have to get it right. You have to choose the right guys. And I don't blame people like Todd McShay saying second best quarterback in the class, because maybe he is the second best quarterback in the class. But Kenny Pickett's second best quarterback in the class went in the 4th round, 3rd round. Sam Howell, whenever he went.
And the best quarterback in that class was a 5th round talent.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just because you're number 2 doesn't mean you have to go in the 2nd round. But I think everybody equates it there. And it's hard to judge a bad quarterback class and where they're going to fall because it's so atypical. It's so like you are every year, if you are a top 3 quarterback, it is so hard to imagine you going beyond the first round. In a bad year, you're going top 3 quarterback in the third round. Like, no, somebody's going to take a flyer on him in the second, right? Like that's going to, maybe somebody takes a flyer on him in the first, like who knows? And I think that's where we get tripped up is like, this isn't a defensive tackle. This isn't a running back. Teams don't hold off on this position. They go and get the guy and they reach so much further than everybody else, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they sit back and they wait. I would go Cole Payton in the 4th round. I'd feel pretty good about him in the 4th.
That's too high for me. It's too rich for my blood. That's again, he's a 6th and 7th round player.
Is he better than Carson Beck? Carson Beck's can go higher than 6th.
I would rather have Cole Payton than Carson Beck, but I don't.
Would you rather have him than Drew Aller?
Yes. I'd rather have Cole Payton than everybody.
So he might be the second best quarterback in the draft.
No, there just is no there is no second best. Like
somebody's got to be number 2. It's
not like I get it,
just because they're not good. Like it does. All right, let me rephrase the question.
Let's actually
second least worst quarterback in the NFL draft.
Probably Taylor Green.
I like that. I like that.
We're just projecting raw skills. You know what I mean? Like, listen, it's like I understand why Ty Simpson's number 2. I understand why people like Drew Aller. I understand why people. No, I don't understand why anyone likes Carson Beck, but I understand why people can find things about Cole Payton, about Taylor Green, about all kinds of these players that they might want to take a chance on, but there's nothing QB1 about this class besides Fernando Mendoza, and you just can't convince me otherwise.
I agree with that. All laid out the same way I've laid out everything when it comes to the quarterback position and taking flyers. If you draft him after the 3rd round, it's technically your 6th pick in the draft, and that is okay with me. I'm not saying it should be okay with everybody. I'm just saying in my eyes, it's whatever.
I like that. I like that logic.
If Cole Payton is the Steelers' 6th pick in the draft, and he turns out to be better than
guy looks like Robert Irwin.
A little bit, yeah.
Crikey.
And that's who I want as my quarterback.
Yeah.
I would like that. Genuine. He's gonna last in the snow. That's what I like about him. That kid could throw in the Carson Beck's not coming in here to throw. Where are you parking a Lamborghini, Carson? You're not. They don't drive through. There's too many potholes. It's 85% pothole, 15% road here in the city of Pittsburgh. Barely, it's like gravel. You can't drive a Lamborghini. This guy's pulling up in a 2006 Tacoma with fish still laying in the back. You know what I mean? Some antlers on the.
That's dinner.
There's dinner. He just caught that fish we've never even heard of. Caught 40 of them in the Allegheny. I would like it, dude. In the 4th round, I'd take a flyer on him and say, hey, how much could you learn? And you mean absolutely nothing to this program outside of you and Will Howard are competition a year from now with, again, Dante Moore.
If the first 5 picks were used properly, it doesn't even matter really what happens, right? I get that. I understand that. But you tell me what's more likely. All 5 picks get used properly. And that could be they get moved up, so they move up. And I know, where I'm going with this. They use all 5 properly.
Yeah.
Or they draft like the other running back from Notre Dame at 21, makes some other bad choices, and then draft Cole Payton in round 4. Like, what do you think is more likely? And maybe that's just too much of a Debbie Downer question.
I was going to say, it's a little drastic. I hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? It's a little, you took it to level 7. Maybe most they're peaking at a level 4 of like messed up, like they're not out here Nick Singleton at 21, it's just not, it's not going to be realistic. But yeah, if they hit on 4 of their 5 first picks, I'd be okay. Now you start shuffling picks around, I feel differently. You start jumping into the 2nd, and that's technically your 4th pick. Different situation.
Sure.
I feel very differently. Sure. So I don't know. We'll see. I like Cole Payton. He's the first quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers circle that I have enjoyed. hearing about. Because the other one was Carson Beck. The one before that was Ty Simpson. You know what I mean? This one's fun, at least.
Murderer's Row.
It hasn't been fun. That hasn't been fun. All right, the other position, real quick before we start answering everybody's questions, they brought in Jacob Rodriguez today for a pre-draft visit, and look at dude, are the Pittsburgh Steelers in on linebacker?
Yeah, inside linebacker for sure.
They are, right?
For sure, they are. I mean, listen, you got guys like CJ Allen, who, I made the argument for maybe the reason or the player that they most wanted to see one final time at Georgia's Pro Day was inside linebacker CJ Allen. I think that's a name that if he is there at 21, which I suspect he's going to be, I would not be surprised to hear the Steelers call his name. You have other guys like Jake Golday out of the University of Cincinnati. Now we add in Jacob Rodriguez, the best mustache in the NCAA. That thing was thick. It
was, though. It was a beautiful mustache.
Unreal.
Definitely gets it trimmed at the barber.
You can't do that at home.
No,
can't do that at
chance.
Home. And I think he's, again, they're painting this picture. Middle linebacker is a position of need. Yes, they're saying or they're expressing outwardly that they are very confident in Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson and company. But let's be honest, we all know there's a little bit something to be desired here when it comes to their middle linebacking group. Jacob Rodriguez is an exciting player because you know what he's great at, or know what he was great at Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Stopping the run.
Exactly.
That dude was fired out of a cannon all the time. The trade-off, sometimes he would, get a little overcommittal on pass coverage. And where have I seen that before? The Pittsburgh Steelers middle linebacking group. So, there's this question, is it what part of that aggressiveness is coachable? You know what I mean? Like, and malleable to be a little bit more flexible in pass coverage. And if he can get there, because he has the determination, the relentlessness, this guy is clearly a baller, a football player and a football guy's guy. But can he fill the void that the Steelers are looking for specifically at that position? That's where I have a little bit of question. But overall, this team wants another inside linebacker, whether they're going to admit it or not.
Agreed. And I would be all in on Jacob Rodriguez. In on Jacob. Give me a Heisman-worthy inside. When does a guy who plays inside linebacker get Heisman votes? When do you ever see a guy that plays inside linebacker? If your Manti Te'o was the last guy that I remember, you know what I mean? And he doesn't remember who his girlfriend is. Like, but I remember.
I don't even want to touch that. I don't remember enough of what actually happened to me.
I watched the documentary. I was a big Manti. See those jerseys back there? See those jerseys? There's a Manti Te'o jersey back there. He was the second jersey I ever owned. Huge Notre Dame guy growing up. Yeah.
So you never met his girlfriend?
No, dude. She crushed me. This guy, Jacob Rodriguez, to me, I'm not saying he's Manti Te'o, but what I'm saying is, like, to be a Heisman to be in Heisman consideration to me is.
And he won, like, the Biletnikoff.
He won the Buckets, like,
the Buckets.
Two times.
Yeah.
To me, that's a guy that I don't care what your specialty is. You're a linebacker, and put you in there and you can make something happen. Mm-hmm. That's what and right now they don't have anybody that you put in and make something happen. And I would like for that to change.
Would you take him in the second round, where I think a lot of people are thinking he's going to end up going?
Yes. Okay. I would. Would you? If he was the best one available. I'm not saying, like, if it's him, CJ Allen, Anthony Hill Jr., I'm having conversations. I think I'm going Anthony Hill Jr. If he's the only one there, the best one on the board, I'd go in the second round. Depending on where you went the first.
Yeah, I have a hard time. I really feel like he's more of a round 3 guy on my board. But, I mean, if he's the one who you think fills that void, fills that need, and a very specific one on your defense, I understand why you'd be willing to take him, what's 10 spots earlier. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. I do. Maybe you trade up in the second round and that would change my judgment. But I think at the end of the day, like, he is a considerable option. And I think what it also says is exactly what you said to start this conversation. The Steelers are in on inside linebacker. Mm-hmm. They are. There's no hiding it. And I don't think it means Patrick Queen's gone. I think Patrick Queen has 1 year left on his deal, and they're not considering
anything different.
Yeah.
You know, Mason McCormick was drafted. Omar Khan's first words were, well, you know, we have guys like James Daniels on the last year of their deal. And you're like, James, sayonara there, pal. This was a fun time. We had a lot of laughs, but it's time for you to go. And I think Patrick Queen that's this year's James Daniels.
Yeah, and they just need depth still. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you can't roll.
I mean, not really,
group.
but yes.
You need better depth.
You need, which Jacob Rodriguez is essentially just exactly better, but exactly what they have at depth. But I don't really care. Give it to everybody else.
He'd be better.
Better,
Malik
significantly.
Harrison. Yeah.
Significantly. And Cole Holcomb. Don't forget about
Cole Holcomb's a special teams guy who doesn't play special teams that much. You know, we
Shout
love
out.
Cole. Will they give him a 2-year, $4 billion deal?
$4 billion.
Dude,
Yeah,
he deserves it.
he does.
That's what Cole Payton's going to get too. Robert Irwin's twin. I'm telling you guys, if you have not seen Cole Payton's face, I'm looking at his combine picture right here, and this guy looks like he just won Dancing with the Stars.
What a pull, dude. What a pull.
Most recent winner.
Didn't even know.
Send us to break.
With that said, guys, we're taking a break. On the other side of it, we're going to start answering your questions. Toss them in the chat. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Pittsburgh, this one's for you. From the voices behind All Steelers Talk comes Black and Gold apparel, your go-to for bold, fan-driven merch that reps the city, the Steelers, and everything in between. Whether you bleed black and gold or just love that Pittsburgh grit, we've got something for you. It's more than a podcast. It's a community. And thanks to your support, we're proud to bring the passion from our mics to your closets. Gear up, stand out, and show the world what real fans look like. Shop now at blackandgoldapparel.myshopify.com.
All righty. Shout out to our members. Shout out to our super chatters. If you want to become a member, join the Steelers Intel Pack or the AST Nation Pack, you could do so by clicking the link below. Lots of cool stuff like the Discord, the call-in show, comments answered on here. Sometimes your comments get answered even if you aren't a member because we're awesome, but you know what I mean? Lots of cool stuff. Little nuggets here and there on information that I can't really tell everybody, but I'm going to do it anyways because why not? Why not? Let's get things kicking off with Schuleberg here. Could you guys do a mock draft on the show? Yes, we actually are planning to. We went in the Discord today and asked a bunch of people, hey, what are you guys looking for? Mock draft was the top one. That was the plan, honestly, because yesterday's show did so terribly that we were like, all right,
tough one. Yeah.
We are out of things to talk about. We need something to talk about. And then boom, news after news after news after news. It was beautiful times, and we are back. So yes, that is on the agenda. We're going to hit so many slow parts over the next couple of weeks that we need things to fill it, and mock drafts will certainly be on here for sure. Schuleberg's got another one. Jacob, where can I read your articles? What's up, y'all? Chris, you can find all his work at si.com/NFL/Steelers. Look up Jacob Puntari. He's probably the last story up there, honestly, because
We're pumped. We still have Joe.
because we're excited that Mean Joe Green is still alive, and you know what I mean. Screw the guy that.
So is that what? Yeah, you do have a little Funko Pop. I mean, Joe Green right
Well,
behind you.
Mean Joe Green Funko Pop
Yeah.
right here, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to the legend, still kicking. Screw the guy who came up with the false report. Be better, man. Be better journalism.
Did I ever tell you that I saw the inside of Elsie Greenwood's old house in Pittsburgh,
You have told me that.
and there was a mural of him making a tackle that
That's
was
awesome.
about 12. It was individual panels, and it was about 12 feet tall, and like an entire wall of just Elsie Greenwood making a tackle in the 70s. It was the sickest thing I've ever seen. I was like, if I won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years,
Dude,
have
you'd
to,
walk in my
yeah.
house and it would the rings would come down in a box and just be and
Kiss
you'd have
them.
to kiss them before you walked in the house at all times. At all times, for sure. For sure. Artisanal Bully Kennel. Noah, what did I say? The people want mock drafts.
Me too.
You did. The people want mock drafts, man. And we're doing them. They're on the agenda. We were very thankful to have news today. Love some news. Love some things to
And
talk
then
about.
too, like if we did like a serious full one too early, then we'd have to do it like 2 more times. 2, you know what I mean? Like I love doing mock drafts. Like I think we've each put out 2 on the website, but
Yes.
you know, you do one in March, and all of a sudden we're talking about Cole Payton today being a possible day 2 pick.
That's what I love about. That's my favorite part of mock drafts.
Craziness. We might have to do more than one. Then that's my thought. Like,
That's
how much is this gonna change? It's March 20th. We got a month and a day.
At least once. At least once. Yeah. I always put out my final product. That's what it's called. The day before the NFL draft, and it is always different from what it was. Most years it's not, or most years it's not like drastic, but it's always different unless you like lock in. And most of the time I'm honestly pretty good. Like I got Chase right, I got Najee right, I got Kenny right, I got Herbig right, exactly where he was. Darnell was my worst miss of all time because I had them trading back up into the first round to get him.
Oh,
and when he showed up, I told him that, and he said, "Man, my paycheck would have been better.
Would have been."
Said that well, I wish I could have done something for you. Wish I could have done something. But yeah, they're coming for sure. As things slow down, we're gonna have at least one, probably, well, at least two, because you're gonna do one right before the NFL draft, but at least one before that as well for sure. Chris, are you willing to trade up in the first round? I'd make a last effort to get the number 1 pick to draft Mendoza, as he would solve our franchise quarterback. I know, speaking to people in Vegas, our buddy Hondo Carpenter, that the Las Vegas Raiders aren't even scouting guys right now. They're just like first round guys. They're like, Fernando Mendoza. That's the one. That's the guy we're going. I think it would cost an arm, leg, your first child, your second child, your first child's first child, and like half of Omar's head or something. You know?
Oh, yeah.
They would be ridiculous. You'd give up at least, realistically, I think, to go up from 21 to 1 in this draft, you're giving up at least 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, it would be like something just way too much, astronomical, way too big of a bite for the Pittsburgh Steelers to take, and there's just no reason for it. I also, and we did this last year as well. I understand, be skeptical of this next statement, and I don't blame you, but I hold out hope that they can find true solutions to the franchise quarterback issue in 2027, and you don't have to do it in 2026 by way of giving up all these picks.
Agreed. Duff, is Big Mike going to keep the jumbo package? Yeah, he's a big jumbo package guy. He's a big 12-13 personnel guy from my understanding.
I love jumbo packages. I think that was the only way that the Steelers were able to show some signs of life.
Yes.
And they got a little stale and stagnant in how they deployed those heavier personnel sets. But Mike McCarthy's a guy who wants to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly.
Yes.
And sometimes those heavier personnel sets are really beneficial and lend themselves to these types of plays. So, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of it. I hesitate to put, to split the offense up too specifically right now, but I think we're going to see a lot of it.
Yes. Yeah. We have to see what it looks like in OTAs, but I agree with that. I do. ND Joe. Hey, Owen Jacob, it's great to catch a live again. The sign looks great with the black background. Appreciate you, my guy. Did you wind up using a voltage regulator switch to adjust the instant migraine? No, we tried that. First off, thank you. Appreciate you. We tried that. Didn't work. So had to order a new remote. That took all of a day because I tried everything besides order the new remote. I took out all the wires, put them back in myself, was like, that's going to fix it. Didn't fix it. But ordered battery or ordered a new remote. We're good to go. And now it's chilling. It's chilling. I wish you guys could see it in person, because honestly, it looks fantastic on the screen, and it looks even better in person. Appreciate you. Good to have you back, honestly. Chris, guys, if we did trade up for the number 1 pick, what players and picks would you offer them to get it? Would TJ Watt and a boatload of picks get it done? TJ Watt for Fernando Mendoza, to me, just doesn't sound right. And I am pro trade TJ Watt. Okay. I love TJ Watt. I think he should retire a Pittsburgh Steeler. If the Steelers showed up tomorrow and said, we traded TJ Watt for 2 first-round picks, I'd be like, yeah, hard to argue that one. Hard to argue the trade value of that bad boy. If you're the Steelers, to trade TJ Watt for Fernando Mendoza, I don't know. That one doesn't feel right to me. I like Fernando Mendoza. I'm higher on Fernando Mendoza than you.
Yeah.
And I don't think Fernando Mendoza is worth worth TJ Watt and whatever else.
Yeah, I think my first like hurdle to clear here is why would Vegas want to do this?
Well, because they lost. Oh,
Because they didn't lose Max Crosby. That's why. If they had lost Max Crosby,
I don't even remember what happened there. Something with the knee, I think. Well, Max Crosby's knee is done. He can't play football anymore.
Yeah, he's done forever.
Yeah, so you do have to trade up. You do have to get rid of him.
You're right.
Really worthless.
No, you're right. Because statistically, if you don't recover 9 weeks after a traumatic knee surgery, you never will.
Never will.
Never will.
Yes.
Yeah. So that makes sense. So since they need an edge rusher, they probably would do that. But realistically, that would be my biggest holdup to all of this, because I do think at this point the Steelers would be foolish to not get value like that for TJ Watt if they could in this hypothetical. But from the Raiders' point of view, you're like, do I want another 30-plus-year-old edge rusher, or do I want my quarterback for the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, from the Raiders, they would never do it. From the Steelers,
I do TJ.
I just think if you're trading TJ Watt and the legacy of TJ Watt, and you are giving up, like if you traded Troy Polamalu for Jared Goff, would that sit well? Would that sit well for years to come?
I mean, I guess it's hard for me to answer that without to answer that question that's not retrospective, because of course I would take a Super Bowl winning quarterback for Troy Polamalu.
Jared Goff's never won a Super Bowl.
No, you're right. I was thinking Matthew Stafford.
Stafford.
No,
Jared Goff's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback,
yeah.
which is what Fernando Mendoza could turn into. It's a very decent,
very good, but not winner,
but not great quarterback.
I mean, I think I would be, I guess, a little bit upset at the result, but I think I would probably respect the attempt, And
would you respect it 5 years later, though? Because I don't think I would.
I think I'd be bitter about it if it didn't work out.
That's what I'm saying. I think that if this was Archie Manning, and you're going, yeah, all right, yep, like that's the guy, go do it. If this is Caleb Williams, if this is Drake May, if this is Jaden Daniels, you know what I mean? You're having different conversations. But the guy that you're like, all right, you lucked into that one, that's who you're trading the greatest defender you've ever had for. I take that back. Mean Joe Green is alive. I apologize. That was way off of me. Top 5 defender of all time, like on your franchise. You didn't do that?
I genuinely would trade up. Like if you could would you do TJ Watt in 21 for one?
In 21?
Yeah, the first round pick for the Steelers and TJ Watt for the first overall pick.
Oh, this year? No. I wouldn't do it.
I would.
I hear you. I hear you. ND Joe, I can't buy into all the hype surrounding Cole Payton as much as I try. I'm getting some real bad Carson Wentz vibes here. Minus Trey Lance, dude. You're missing Trey Lance there. Minus the round 1, pick 2, because that won't happen. Thoughts? No, I agree. Broderick Wallace I highlighted it in here. I asked about Cole Payton the other week, and you guys said he's Skylar Thompson. And
has anything I said today been any different?
Yeah, that's spot on. Exactly what we said. Skylar, he gives me Skylar Thompson vibes. He gives me, but I like that. I like that shot in the dark, because maybe he turns out to be Skylar Thompson. But if Skylar Thompson was in this draft and he was athletic with like a decent arm, not the craziest arm, a good size, comes from a winner, still very raw. Yeah, I'd take him over 37-year-old Carson Beck, or can't win as soon as he gets a scrape on his knee, Drew Aller. You know what I mean? Like and Ty Simpson's not even in the conversation anymore. Like,
dude, I'm just like, I'm so miffed by this like force-fed greatness we're being told about these quarterbacks. Like I watched this, and I mentioned it in Puntori's playbook. I think it was Chase Daniels. Is that a guy? Is that a person? I think it's a person. Some former backup quarterback.
It's Chase Daniels.
Was breaking down and I watched him break down like stuff about Ty Simpson, and like this is not enough on Ty or Chase Daniels. I just simply disagree with the conclusions you draw from it. Like, yeah, he made good throws. Yeah, that's not like the end of evaluating a good quarterback for the NFL. And I tend to focus on when I'm watching tape for a quarterback, where are the bad throws and what caused them, and what causes the bad throws for someone like a Carson Beck, is he just like doesn't know what to do yet, and what causes the bad throws for someone like a Ty Simpson a lot of the times is pressure in the pocket makes him react crazily. All that aside, I have a joke I would like to say. I would not draft a player who can rent a car, so you can't draft Carson Beck.
That's a great one.
It's a great one.
It's a great rule of thumb. Somebody put that on the
whiteboard.
Put it on the whiteboard. Put it on the whiteboard. Can't draft a quarterback who could already rent a car.
Can't do it.
That's a good one. I want to make it very clear that I do not think Cole Payton or any quarterback in this class outside of Fernando Mendoza is good. I do not want to use the word good.
Mm-hmm.
I am operating under the assumption that the Steelers are drafting a quarterback. So I'm trying to pick the best option for them. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to pick the Steelers. The guy who they draft has less of a shot to do anything than Will Howard does in the NFL, because they're going to draft another guy next year. This is just another guy, but I am operating under the assumption they're going to draft somebody. And that is Cole Payton's fun. Way more fun than the other guys we've mentioned. Outside of Drew Aller. I like the Drew Aller move, but I don't think that's on their list right now. Unless it's a smokescreen. I put that on my to-go today. Maybe it's a smokescreen. Maybe they're doing this again. Vomit in your mouth a little bit if they are, but there's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Gross.
Roy G. Bivington, important question. When do we have a studio tour? You ready? Boom. That's it. Everything over there is the business stuff. So it's just a desk.
The business center of the studio.
Oh, yeah, it literally is. It's the desk and a whiteboard and a file cabinet. And that's all we're rocking here. There's a TV in front of us so we could see all you guys.
And there's a window over here.
There's a window over here. That's really all we're rocking with.
It's fantastic.
It's a great little setup.
Knock it. We are very happy with this.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We'll do a little studio tour. The camera is over there. So
I also think it would be a hazard for either one of us to get up and try to move the camera right now with the amount of cords that are loose.
There are a lot of loose cords.
OSHA, IATSE, don't come in here. Don't be looking at what we're doing.
Can I sue for fall? Can I sue my own business for tripping in my own house?
Don't give me ideas,
Independent contractor, different stuff. Duff, we'll do a little studio tour. I think we'll take out a little. We'll make it short. There you go. Make it short. We don't do shorts. Make it a short. Look at us. Trendy, they say. Duff, none of these inside linebackers are first. Trade up for a top 4 wide receiver or die. I'm not trading up for a top 4 wide receiver. However, I'm not into drafting a linebacker in the first round either. I'm good on that. Unless it's Sonny Styles that somehow makes his way to 21, I'm chilling. I think there are other options. I'd go defensive tackle before I went inside linebacker.
Yeah, this is where I tend to default into there is a good reason, and I'm become even more of a believer in the sort of best player available, right? You could trade up from 21 into the 15 to get Denzel Boston, Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, take your pick.
Yep.
Or if they go rapidly and there's a run on wide receivers, you could wait, see which positions are not being selected because of it. And if one of them lines up with an area of need that you've also been considering, maybe it's inside linebacker, defensive tackle, offensive guard, great. I think that is a much better use of that specific pick in the first round, because you have so many more picks coming where I think you can land impact players. So I love in the similar way where I wouldn't fault the Steelers for being aggressive and moving up to get their player, even if it doesn't pay off, right? We can be bitter about it or applaud what happens, but I won't fault them for going for it. I also, I wouldn't fault them for being patient, you know, and I think Omar Khan has demonstrated a consistent level of patience in how he operates. So I'm kind of expecting the same thing when round 1 starts.
Yes. I'm not going to, there's another comment that somebody paid for. His name's, I'll say your name, Butthole Yins.
What are we doing?
But I can't be showing that comment, dude. It's so unless I'm reading it wrong. Am I reading it wrong? No. Is that
I can't really read what that says from here, so I'm not. Is there anything else with said comment?
nah, nothing. We'll come back to it. We appreciate you. Jerry, what do you guys think? Did you get it now? You caught on to it?
Yeah, I don't think you should read that.
I can't. We can't read that one.
No, I'm so sorry.
It's in the comments, guys. We appreciate you. I'll say your name again. Butthole Yens. Appreciate you.
Butthole Yens.
Jerry, what do you guys think about Jack Driscoll? A decent bad. You liked that one a lot, huh?
I'm laughing at how dumb I feel for
it was
taking a minute and a half to read that and then understand what it was. Jack Driscoll's a great practice squad guy. You can elevate up in times of need and injury. Hard worker, seems like a really nice person overall too. Here's the thing that we can hang our hats on here when it comes to practice squad offensive linemen. We've seen a meteoric rise happen just last season from a player who started on the practice squad and ends up playing a prominent role, Dylan Cook.
True.
True. When I say he's a practice squad player, rotational, it's not a diss. It's not a dismissal of Jack Driscoll and what he might do with the Steelers. It's more just recognizing where he's at on the depth chart and totem pole.
I agree. I think he's got great size and strength in his ability to play. I believe he comes from West Virginia. I want to say he's from West Virginia. Could be wrong there, but he's got the experience to say like he's a good piece to add back on. That's kind of how I feel about it. But is he a guy? And he played for Philadelphia. I think he won a Super Bowl at Philadelphia.
He played for UMass and Auburn.
Thinking of a different guy, Doug Nestor. That's who I'm thinking of. But he's a guy that look at NFL experience, and I'll take it as a practice squad guy for sure, with an opportunity to be a rotational piece. Shula. My source, Filipponi, told me BA is a Steeler. Let's go. Is he a Steeler?
Who's BA?
Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, dear God.
I feel like well,
that source is usually accurate all the time, so let's just go with it.
Let's just check it out. No, nah. But no, not happening. Juwan Jennings, you think he ever gets signed?
Yeah, at camp.
To the 49ers.
On a one-year deal. Or to like the Seahawks or something random like that.
Gross. Shout out to Schulerberg. Max, sup, fellas? Former North High School linebacker Chuck Norris died today. Pour one out for the Ninja. It was a tough day. I heard that Chuck Norris died 10 years ago. And death finally had the courage to tell him. Shout out to a legend. Absolute legend, dude. Absolute. I won't even say RIP because that man, we know he's still kicking. You know what I mean? He's up there kicking ass.
I'm suddenly thrust back into grade school when there was just nothing but Chuck Norris jokes and none of us actually had watched Walker, Texas Ranger or any of his action movies or anything like that. So no one knew why.
Oh, BA was Bruce Arians. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Still, I didn't see that either.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to help on that one.
Yeah. But again, source is always accurate and correct. So that's good.
Yeah. Shout out to Chuck Norris, man.
Chuck Norris. My first Chuck Norris reference was in the movie Dodgeball.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the first time I remember ever hearing that name.
Wow.
In the post-credit scenes when Ben Stiller is lamenting the team's loss in the finals. And he blames Chuck Norris. Throw some sevens in the chat if you've seen Dodgeball, True Underdog Story, and you remember the Chuck Norris line. One of my faves. Would you want Bruce Arians to return? Do you want another coach with previous ties to come in and fill this coaching staff? I certainly don't.
No, not really. I like Bruce Arians over some of these other guys that they've signed.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather have him than Cignetti, sure.
Yeah. But no, besides that, not really. I
think Bruce Arians is happily retired.
Yeah, no, I think he is happily retired.
Yeah, I think he is chilling, has a family.
Yeah,
probably was just enjoying, the fact that he's a Super Bowl champion, made millions of dollars.
all that good stuff.
But yeah, let me go be a senior offensive assistant in Pittsburgh. It
Yeah, how
sounds
many more
sick
guys
as
can
hell.
you even hire?
I mean, I guess there's
He
no
does
limit.
love Pittsburgh, though. I have heard that Bruce Arians is a huge fan of the city of Pittsburgh. I think he is from here, right?
Nah,
maybe not. Maybe not.
Bruce Arians is from.
He wears not too cool hats to be from here.
Yeah, you can't wear Kangol hats if you're from here. Well, actually, that's a lie.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Adamski, man. That's shout out to
That's
Buzz.
a literal lie. Also, August Wilson like famously wore them all the time. He's from Patterson, New Jersey.
Shouldn't have asked. Shouldn't have
The
asked.
Pittsburgh of New Jersey.
Don't ever say that again. Then we'll let those words come out of your mouth. Bernard, who's better right now, A-Rod or Kirk Cousins? Kirk or Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's not even
Aaron Rodgers had the better 2025 for sure,
and the better 2024. Like Kirk hasn't played in 2 years. Like
that's a great question, actually.
What do you mean it's great? Kirk stunk.
If he played 2 games in 2024, that's more than Aaron Rodgers played.
That's not true. That's 2023 that Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. Because they both tore their Achilles the same year. No, 2023 was they both tore their Achilles the same year. Kirk Cousins started in 2024 because our Justin Fields started against Atlanta. TJ Watt had 3 sacks. Kirk looked atrocious. And then midway through the season, they benched him for Michael Penix.
LOL. Kirk Cousins started 14 games in 2024.
Wow, he made it all the way to 14 games.
Yeah.
Before they benched him for Penix.
I think that was last year.
No, it wasn't. It was 2 years ago. Penix started all year last year. Kirk was already on the bench. Because remember, they were talking about trades to the Steelers.
Right. And Aaron Rodgers played 17 games in 2024 and 3,800 yards. 3,500 yards for Kirk Cousins in 14 games.
Aaron Rodgers.
Barely.
Yeah, it was the Jets. Woody Johnson's kid was running the show at that point.
Woody Johnson. He's in GM mode on Madden.
Yeah. In 2026, it's still Aaron Rodgers, though. That's not a compliment.
But it's not even worth answering.
Yeah, but it's Aaron Rodgers. Kirk is not right, pal.
What's better, being sick or being sick? The flu or the other flu? They both suck.
They both suck, dude. They both suck. Your mom. That was a beautiful transition. We should get Boston at 21 and someone like Law in the round 3. What better place for a 6'4" monster to maximize his potential is behind 2 other 6'4" monsters. Both of them are already 30, which is concerning. DK is not 30. He's 29 years old. I think he turns 30 maybe next year. I think he just turned 29.
It was 28. I know that.
Yeah. But I hear you. I do hear what you're saying. And
he'll turn 29 this year.
DK. He will turn 29 this year. I like Denzel Boston. Now, does the not running the 40 thing worry me? For sure. Do I get excited every time I see clips of him online? Yeah, he catches the ball better than anybody in the NFL draft outside of Jordan Tyson. That man's got hands that are made of grippy steel.
Grippy Velcro steel. No doubt.
Yeah, I would like this. Law in the third would be Law is crazy. Didn't he put up like 20 reps, 25 reps or something at the combine?
Did he actually? I don't know. I just know he's fast.
There's something nuts.
Fast as F, boy.
I would be about it. I wouldn't mind Denzel Boston. I really wouldn't.
I would be great with Boston. I think people are underselling what he can do because he's big, but like he can do anything any of these other top 4 wide receivers can do. I genuinely believe it. He 4.45 Kendrick Law ran, and he put up 21 reps on the bench press.
21 reps.
This man is 5'11", 200 pounds.
Jordan Tyson put up 21 reps, but his butt didn't touch the ground one time. Yeah.
How many reps do you think you can do? How much do
me
they lift?
Of 225 pounds?
It's 225 pounds.
Yeah.
That they lift. 0.
Yeah. What are you talking about? How many reps can I do? 3.
I was asking.
Max.
I said, yeah.
It was the way you asked. You asked like it was too big of a compliment to me. I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I don't need people out here thinking I'm strong or anything. You know what I mean? No way.
I would love if anyone puts in the comments if they think they could do more than 3, how many they think they can do.
I bet you some people are pretty ripped.
I imagine a lot of our viewers
225 was like when you were
athletically
growing up. Not to sound like a big nerd, you know what I mean? But I don't bench these days. But
yeah, me neither. Back in my day, though.
Back in the day though, when you were like growing up, like 225 was like that was like you were like legit finally when you could
really?
finally do 225. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
That's
these
two
things
plates
too.
on each side. Yeah.
Oh.
245 plates.
Correct.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. You got your 40s on 45s on each
You know what?
side and your bars.
I'm gonna take it back. I
200
overreacted
pounds.
to you saying that, and I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, but I'm so sorry that I thought my wonderful friend Noah could lift a lot. Next time I'll underestimate you.
I appreciate the compliment. I do. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It's better that 3's more than 0, and that's all I could do is 0. So
I would. We can make a YouTube video. I might kill myself, but
dude, I would genuinely try at a certain number.
at the Planet Fitness, struggling, dude, struggling. Max, stick to the model. Keeps offering me Bears. Oh, stick to the model. Keeps offering me Bears number 57 and 60 picks for Herbig. Would you do that? 2 second-round picks. I'm like hypothetically yes, but like also hypothetically no. Like I don't. What's tough is I don't want to get rid of Nick Herbig.
Mhm.
I think that Nick Herbig is a valuable piece to this team.
Mhm.
But I also understand that that's like really good trade value for a guy who has a handful of starts in the NFL.
That's such good trade value.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think they should trade Nick Herbig at all. Like I
No.
think they should extend him, and I hope they do. But like what, you know, like you're gonna
Talking about Max and talking about benching. Talking about benching Pittsburgh Hornets.
incredible.
As always, that
Incredible.
is one of the best. I can do 6 or 8 plates of pound salad.
Wait,
Of pound cake. Not
have
salad.
you seen any of this stuff with Afro Man? And
No.
oh my gosh, it is, you know, clearly not about football at all, but Afro Man, the beloved prophet singer Afro Man, he his house got raided, and he took a lot of the camera footage from said raid.
Oh, I said
and
that.
turned it into a bunch of music videos.
Yeah, I did see
And
that.
one of them is, I think it's called like lemon pound cake or something like that.
Sick.
And it's the greatest thing ever.
It's so sick.
Oh my gosh.
That's so sick.
I don't remember what we're talking about at all.
Nick Herbig, 4 picks, 57 and 60, 2 second-round picks from the Bears.
The value is right. I still don't know if I say yes because I'm such a believer in Nick Herbig personally, but I could see if the Steelers would say yes.
I could see the same thing. I like that idea. Like this, I could see the Steelers saying that's too good a value to pass up, and we can't pass it up. Me personally, I have a hard time getting rid of Nick Herbig this season because Alex Highsmith goes down with a sprained ankle for 6 weeks, knock on wood. And Jack Sawyer and TJ Watt are only 2 outside linebackers.
Jeremiah Moon's back again.
With Jeremiah Moon, like that's just not ideal. Like it's your most important defensive position.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good problem to have too many of them. It
Agreed.
really is.
Agreed.
It really is. TJ, you guys coming to Phoenix for the owners meetings. It's my town. I'll give you all the recommendations. Yeah, for sure, dude. Appreciate you on doing so. I'll be there. I fly out Saturday night, I believe, and I'm there through Wednesday. I got all day Sunday. My plans are to hit up good old Donnie Droon, the OG, take out Alan Saunders and the boys, and drink some brews and climb the mountains and maybe play some golf.
Camelback Mountains, I believe.
That's where we'll be. It'll be a good time.
Might be
And
wrong.
then spend 3 days snoozing on good old Donnie Droon's couch, man.
Love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My God. But yeah, dude, TJ, hit me with all the recommendations. That's incredible. That'd be awesome. I very much so appreciate that. Excessively salty peanut sack. Let CCP come back for a depth piece. CCP, we're guessing, is Cordero Patterson, right?
Yeah.
CC. I'm guessing it's Cordero Patterson. We're saying Cordero Patterson.
Cordero Patterson, yeah.
For a depth piece, cheap week to week, and maybe this year we could be the team to have a forgotten wide receiver with a huge return at a discount. Now I'm not thinking that it's Cordero Patterson. Now I'm thinking that it's somebody else.
Who would it be?
CCP.
Yeah, with CCP.
I don't know who that would be. Calvin Austin? Wouldn't be Calvin Austin. Cordero Patterson would be my guess. And the answer to this one would be heck to the yes.
Oh, is it Chase Claypool?
Chase Claypool, CCP, Chase Claypool. There it is.
The fact that Google did that for me,
terrifying.
I think AI is messed up, man. I think
Terrifying.
they're in your head, man.
Terrifying. Yeah, I agree with this though. I agree with this. I don't even think I'm not even getting deep enough to be a depth piece. Just bring him back for training camp. It costs $6,000 a week to bring somebody in for training camp. That's Art Rooney doesn't even know what $6,000 looks like.
No, it's a quarter to him.
That's a quarter to him. That guy, he's like, they still make that? They still make those coins? The $6,000 coin, they make those? They didn't have any idea.
Don't flick it at me.
Yeah, like I would in a heartbeat, but I would do that with so many players. Like you can name so many players that I'd say, yeah, dude, screw it. Bring them in for training camp. Who cares?
I get it.
You cut them 3 days later, whoopee. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Nobody's sitting around barking when Jeremy McNichols shows up for 48 hours. You know, nobody's like, I can't believe they just made that signing. Are you kidding? No, nobody cares.
No, you're right. You're right.
Nobody cares. You know, this is not now. If they signed Chase Claypool and then didn't draft a wide receiver,
Oh, that'd be bad.
yeah, we're fighting. We're fist fighting in the parking lot of Latrobe. Everybody show up. It'd be bad. Schuleberg, I trolled. Sorry for wasting your time. I don't even remember what this was for. Oh, we'd be
I
trolling.
hope
all the
Schuleberg
time.
was Buttholeberg, or whatever that was.
Oh, just a quick turnaround. That would have been awesome.
That'd
Now
be
I gotta
sick.
find it, dude. Now I gotta find what this was. Oh, the BA thing, dude. What are you doing? Chris out here pulling a classic Chris. A classic Chris.
Classic bamboozle.
Oh,
This
boy. This guy. Professional couch coaches out of 12 draft picks. How many picks do the Steelers get right? Over under 6.5. Oh, under. Under all day. I'll give you a real over under 3.5.
Under.
Wow, really?
3 good players.
12 picks get right. I think that's different.
Yeah, 3 players. That's how many picks I think they're gonna get right.
Okay.
You know, and
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna make 12 picks. But even
No.
if they made all 12 picks, I'd have the same answer.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make 3 good picks. I think if I have to guess, I'll be pretty positive about maybe 5 of them to start, maybe 6, and then there will be about 3 that I sustain that belief on afterwards.
Yes.
That's what I'm hoping.
I would say you're pretty close. I would say over. I think they're going to get 4 right.
Wow.
They got 4 last year. And they got 4 the year before that, too. Joey Porter Jr., Keanu Benton, Nick Herbig, and Darnell Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, no, that's 3 years ago. 4 years ago. 4 years ago. That's crazy.
This
It's
is
year
all
4.
their 4th years. Yeah.
So 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they got
Broderick.
Troy, Zach, Mason, and who else they drafted in that draft class? It was like Logan Lee.
Oh,
Corey-
he's on the team.
Something, yeah, they didn't hit. They didn't hit. Last year, I think they got 4 too. Jack Sawyer, Y.A. Black, Derek Harmon. There's another guy there. Oh, you could say Connor Hayward hit 2 in the
In
in
20
the, but that's the Kenny draft. That one doesn't even count. Yeah, I'm out of guys.
That's 3 is good. 3 is a good number.
I
That's
feel
why
like
said
they
it.
had a 4th last year, but I don't remember who it would be. I really don't. Y.A. Black,
Do you consider
Carson Beck,
Carson
Carson
Bruner?
Bruner. Yeah, dude, for sure. Good special teamer.
Okay.
Good special teamer. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say 4. I'd say 4. But I hear you. 3, no more than 4. Yeah, we're not doing it again. Butthole yins. Can't do it, bro. We can't do it. We can't do it, dude. We can't.
There was the second question there about the Thai food.
Yeah.
There's so much good Thai food.
Favorite Thai in Pittsburgh. And it stinks that we can't even put it up. Favorite Thai food in Pittsburgh. Smiling Banana Leaf.
Yeah,
Don't go to
same.
it. That's mine. Okay.
My wife loves that.
It's the best place. I eat it all the time.
I used to work at a restaurant called The Thai Place
I know the Thai
growing
place.
up. I ate so much Thai food there when I was 18. Like I honestly get a little queasy sometimes when I go into Thai restaurants.
Really?
Yeah, I would eat it for lunch and dinner
Yeah, I hear
every
that.
day.
I hear that.
And it was, I mean, Surrey took care of me. Don't like seriously, but like I can't. It's hard for me. It's hard for me now.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. We will give you one here, which I think this might be. No, it's not. What day do we have to call in for the call-in show? I was planning on doing it. You call in any day. If there's enough overhaul of calls on Monday, I record on Monday afternoon and then again on Wednesday or like Thursday, whenever it adds up. But you call anytime. Call in. They're all there. They're stacking in. We're ready to go. Ready to roll. Nate Moore here. Why not add Mapletron to an already big-bodied wide receiver core? They'll just beat the F out of opposing DBs all game. And then Mako beat the F out of them all day long. I don't know, man. I do it, but I don't think he'd be good. I don't think
He's not
Claypool would be good.
He'd be bad. So if that's the trade-off you're okay with, Nate, then great.
Yeah. You just have he's just a go route guy, and
if he can even do that anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's going to be able to. And you already have those guys.
Yeah.
You got two of them. You're going to add a third. But
I mean, you got the skill player.
Bring him in. Make it happen. Maddie, rate this mock draft. Mekhi Lemon fell to 21. Traded up to the second. Got Lee Hunter. Yes. And Pregnon, Max Clare, Ted Hurst, Zakee Wheatley, Isaiah World, Takario Davis, Jalen Daniels. I don't know Takario Davis.
Cornerback.
Corner? It's the only one on this list I don't know. Lee Hunter is fantastic to trade up. Pregnon's also fantastic to get. Ted Hurst, which I'm assuming is, I'm going to say the third, maybe the fourth.
I'm guessing Claire Hurst and Wheatley are the third round picks. Wheatley's probably in the fourth, huh?
Yeah. Wheatley's probably in the fourth, which I like Wheatley in the fourth too. I don't mind Wheatley.
I don't mind Wheatley in the fourth at all.
No.
I think it's a good depth piece. We've talked about how they need another safety. I can't see that. Isaiah World to get a tackle. That's great. To cart another cornerback and a quarterback. That's great. I think. Listen, B plus. Maddie just doing the Lord's work as per usual.
Yeah. I would say. I would agree. Artisanal Bully Kennel, Jacob, bring your lemon pepper steppers and a notepad next Wednesday for the call-in. Papi Chulo is going to show you how to draft hashtag blue chip picks. That's so awesome.
I love it.
That's so
These
awesome.
lemon pepper steppers, my boy. Shout out to Whoop That Trick.
I hope that I'll send it right to you. You will have to do a reaction video now.
I'd love to.
No, that happens.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Shout out Artisanal Bully Kennel.
So
Appreciate you, friend.
So awesome. Schulenberg and my tripping looking buttholes profile picture. I don't remember it. I think it was the Step Bros with maybe different people there.
Maybe a different orifice there.
Maybe. Now we're definitely not looking at it. No chance. Pittsburgh Hornets. When would you take Vega Ione over a wide receiver at 21?
Yeah, easily.
Depending on the name.
Jordan Tyson, no. Everyone else, yes.
Agreed. Carnell Tate, we're having a conversation, but I think that's almost impossible.
Yeah. I assumed that was not happening.
Yeah. But yeah, that's he said, yeah, we'll give everybody 2 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Shula. Oh my gosh, it's us.
No, it's not.
Yes. Yo, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Oh, that's incredible. That is incredible. Oh my shit. Wow.
That's so cool. I'm so honored, man.
Can you send that to us somehow? That's incredible, dude. Thank you. I don't even know where to go with this. That's incredible.
Oh my God.
Whew. All right. Thank you. That was the best. That was the best thing we've done all week. Appreciate you. And Jacob's yawning. Somehow you exhausted the guy from laughing.
I've never had so much joy.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh.
Maddie, what round would they take a linebacker realistically?
Two.
I would say 2 is the earliest I'd expect them to take around.
I say that, but I also said earlier in this episode, and I do believe that CJ Allen could be their first round pick.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I think I would bet on second round, but I won't be shocked still if there is someone in round 1 that they really like.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Buttle, yep, send it on Twitter. That would be awesome. Mike. Oh, that's awesome. Miles, I apologize. Does Malik Harrison have any trade value, or is he just a June 1st cap casualty? I don't know if he's a June 1st cap casualty, but I don't think he has a cent of.
There's no trade value.
No trade value. None at all. I don't know if he's got a post June 1st trade cut, which you could still cut him now and don't have to do that to the guy. But yeah,
I just don't like. Talking about a couple $1 million either way. Like, what's the?
I think he saved 4.5, something like that, which you could use. But I think right now they're good, so could be post first. Professional couch coaches. That picture has to go on the wall behind y'all. It should. We've been saving this little spot for the 100,000 plaque that we're gonna get. Might just have to be that. That's incredible.
They would save more if they cut them post June.
It would.
Or no, that would be
post June 1.
June 1, they would save $2 million and carry a 4.75 dead cap. If they did it after June, it would be the same.
Yeah, so they'd cut them whenever. Yeah. I don't know what their plan is here, but it's a weird one. It's a weird one for sure. Dylan, Chase Claypool hinting at a return. Also, Juju commented on his post and said, let's get it. They both coming back. Could you imagine a Juju Chase return to Pittsburgh? I think if Mike T was still here, Juju's always on the table.
100%. I was going to say the same thing. If Mike Tomlin was still the head coach, I would have actually said, this is realistic.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Maybe not Chase, but Juju.
Yeah. With this new coaching staff, like who are the guys that are going to go to bat for, like Omar?
No.
Like I'm not, again, this is not like
Omar didn't even draft Juju. He wasn't even the GM for Juju.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I would say again, if this is Mike T, Juju's a guy that they were interested in Juju when they were chasing Brandon Ayuk the first year. And today, probably not. Let's finish off with Wild Bill here. Question: if we have 12 picks and we can't package some of them, why not take a flyer on a 5th? I agree. I take flyers. My 4th round to the end of this draft, if you don't trade a single pick, are just shots in the dark. Best player available. Who cares? See what happens. If somebody that's supposed to go in the 3rd round falls to the 5, it's taking me 2 seconds to go get that guy.
100%. Agreed.
Cole Payton.
You have 5 picks you have to crush. After that, who cares what you do?
Yeah, exactly. And you don't, in any random draft, you get 7 picks. The last 3 are considered probably not going to make it, guys.
Correct.
In this one,
unless they're
the end of the 3rd.
Unless they're Will Howard.
Or Connor Hayward. Shout out my guy. Who picked finally a realistic fullback number.
What did he pick?
34. His dad's number.
Nice.
Yeah. Switched up real fast on that one. Fast.
I can't knock him if he's honoring his dad.
No, can't do it. All right, y'all. With that said, we're heading out of here. Thank you so much for jumping on to another episode of All Steelers Talk. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/All Steelers Talk. Check us out anywhere you get your podcast. And as always, find all our work at si.com/NFL/Steelers. Hit that like and subscribe button on your way out of here. We can't thank you guys enough. We'll be back on Monday. Until then, enjoy another beautiful day in the Burg.